Fresh crew, we finally about to get the release of the Nike Foamposite 1 Metallic Red. And these shoes are set to release on July 6th for a retail price of $240 in men's sizing. Now, like with all Foamposite 1s, that price point is pretty steep. Like, that's not a cheap shoe by any stretch of the imagination. Now, I remember back in the day, the Foamposite 1s was always expensive though. Back then, they was going for $225, and that was ridiculous. That's back when Jordans was only costing $170, you know, $180 at top. But just like I said in all my other videos, this shoe has the longest life expectancy out of any other shoe that you can purchase on the market. You can really put a beating on some Foamposite 1s, and it shows pretty much no wear and tear at all. Like, so it's a very dope shoe. I feel like you definitely get the bang for your buck when you buying Foamposite. Now, as far as availability on this shoe, Foamposites don't come everywhere. I know currently the best place to get your Foamposites might be the Nike sneakers app. They probably gonna have the highest stock. You can pick them up at sneaker boutiques also, but those are pretty much the only places that get Foamposites at this point. Now, currently on the resale market, this shoe is going for about $280, and that's in my size 12. But with that $230 retail plus tax at the end, that's not really far above the retail price. So grabbing these early might not be too bad of a look, especially if you know that there's no tier 0 boutiques in your area or you don't have no luck on sneakers app. One thing that I would say off the bat is that they should have released this shoe a little earlier. It should have dropped for 4th of July weekend because a lot of people want to wear this on the 4th of July. This is an awesome shoe to have on the 4th of July. This year we don't have any good sneaker drops for the 4th of July. But with all that being said, let's take a closer look at this shoe. This shoe has a metallic red Foamposite upper, tumbled black leather around the eyelets of the shoe, an icy outer sole with red traction pod, the Penny Hardaway 1 cent logo on the back of the shoe, a black tongue with a red stripe with the 1 cent logo on the pull tab. Now, the materials on this shoe is very unique. Like, the Foamposite material is something special. I think it's like a special type of treatment that they got to do to make these. And I think that's why the price point is a little higher, because it just costs a little more to produce this shoe. However, they did start putting that tumbled leather around the eyelets, and I feel like that's a great touch. I basically had the same feeling about these Foamposite 1 Penny PEs. This dropped a little earlier this year, and this was a fire shoe. I've been wearing mine quite a bit. Like, I've wore these probably about 30 times since I bought them, you know, and these dropped maybe about 2 months ago. That should tell you, this get a lot of traction out of my rotation. And I actually feel like this shoe will get the same type of traction also. Like, that might be alternating them. So I am starting to go back closer to the Foamposites just because I feel like they more comfortable. One thing about Jordan brand is that the shoes are nice, you know, they kind of historic, very nostalgic, but the thing is that they're not comfortable. Like, it's like the technology in them wasn't that good until you get to the later numbers. Like, I would say maybe 12 on up, you know, they get a little better, but the lower numbers that we get the most excited about, those kind of hurt your feet. And the Foamposites do have a break-in phase, but once you wear them for about a week, they become probably the most comfortable shoes in your collection. Now, if this is your first time purchasing a pair of Foamposites, you do want to go true to size. Like I said earlier, they do fit narrow, so I myself have a wide, flat foot, but after wearing these for a week, it's like the Foamposite material kind of molds to your foot or something because they become extremely comfortable. And if I had to rate this shoe between 1 and 10, with 1 being the worst, 10 being the best, this definitely gets like a 9.5, 10 in my book. Like, I feel like you can't go wrong with Foamposites if you got a good solid color on the upper. Now, they get kind of far out there when they get the mixing the colors all around. Like, you can't fall off, but if it's a good solid color on the upper, you really can't mess up a Foamposite. So this one was definitely a must cop in my book. So I would definitely recommend picking it up if you was looking for a shoe like this. And before we get out of here, I want to hear from the Fresh crew. Did y'all pick up the Foamposite Metallic Red, or did y'all let them sit? Leave it down in the comment section below. Now I'm gonna leave y'all with some on foot shots.